Death House, which is a 2017 movie which touted itself as being the expendables of horror films, is an unfortunate mess that leaves a very bitter taste in the mouths of horror fans. The plot is idiotic. The science is equally as idiotic. There are no redeeming qualities in terms of cinematography or soundtrack. The performances, while not great, I also feel like the performers were giving nothing to work with, because there's some really fantastic talent in this movie, and the shit they say is just dribble. It's just nonsense. I was extremely excited for this movie when I first heard about it, and I remember distancing myself from it, not intentionally, just, I know, it was in production for a while, at least from when I first heard about it. It took a while for the movie to come out, and I would check in every now and again, and I'd see like a screenshot of a practical special effect, and my excitement grew and grew and grew until the movie kind of just came out, and I didn't even notice. I completely missed its initial release. I never ended up watching it until recently, just because of how awful I heard it was. But I still wanted to see it for myself, because it had so many faces that I've loved in other projects. Bill Moseley, Kane Hodder, huge fans of a lot of the people that worked on this movie. And I finally watched it, and I regret it. There are moments of good special effects. I'll give them props where props are due. There are some very good special effects, but for the most part, it's just terrible CGI. I also don't think that this is what I wanted. I kind of sabotaged myself in this regard. This isn't what I really wanted from an Expendables horror movie. It definitely had the talent, but it didn't really have the plot. I don't know what I would have wanted, because obviously, like, I associate Kane Hodder with, Hatchet, or the portrayal of Jason, uh, you know, Gunnar Hansen, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Bill Moseley, the Rob Zombie movies, or Texas 2. So I don't even know, like, what kind of movie would I want to have seen these guys in. I had an idea in my head for so long, and then I saw this, and now I want nothing to do with this kind of a movie. It's just, it's criminally boring as well. You have a movie that's supposed to be, and I'll keep saying this, the Expendables of horror movies, and there's like nothing even remotely scary. I mean, take a look at a movie like Freddy vs. Jason, which takes two iconic characters and sticks them together. They focused on a more action-oriented movie, but didn't forget the horror. This movie couldn't figure out either. And while it's not characters that we've grown to love, it's actors that we as fans have grown to love. And they couldn't figure out the horror, because this movie is anything but scary, and they couldn't figure out the action, because the action is anything but entertaining to watch. It just like, there's a bad taste. There's a bad Death House taste in my mouth. The Death House concept, like the structure and what the Death House is, I won't spoil it in case you want to watch it, but it's stupid. It makes no sense. And how they handle security breaches is equally as stupid. How the thing is breached is idiotic. Like, you think, without saying what exactly is inside of it, to be vague, the Death House is supposed to house the most dangerous people in the world, like the most dangerous serial killers in the world, and there's this need to keep all these guys locked up because they're threats. And then the way they break into this place, you would think the security would be like Area 51 level shit, but the way they break into this place is so simple that just like a moron could figure it out. This movie aesthetically is just awful. I did say that there was one scene that had pretty good practical special effects. That looked great. It is nice to see all these faces together in one horror film, but overall, the positives I have are few and far between. I give Death House a 2.5 out of 10.